Hello, my name is Shelly and welcome back for another episode of Heart of the Dream, Black Eyes as PSC. So now we're fighting on both against the Germans, so mostly in defensive manner to be fair. But we have gotten some, actually, I suppose you can stay there. We'll get the Mechanized Corps in here, we can maybe go ahead and clear out that one. We still got 2 more Infantry Corps in here as well that we could start moving slightly closer to the front line. But the idea is actually there is opening over there. But we're holding back the enemy outside of Odessa, or southwest of Odessa, so we can make sure that Odessa is not lost anymore. Because that's got actually fairly good air bases in there. That's a possibility. But of course, we're still also fighting against the Japanese outside of Hiroshima, so we did manage to get across the straits yesterday. And today we're now hopefully encircling Hiroshima. We can conquer that one, hopefully. And we can slowly but surely reduce the Japanese unity. Well, not so. They've got a unity of 99%, so we might not be able to do too much. But I suspect that we can at least clear out a bit of the stuff here, so eventually they'll be ready to surrender. Oh, there we go. There's another victory. A few hundred casualties for us, several thousand for them. They're going to start attacking with another unit, I reckon. Fairly soon, at least. I think this one's still going to be... Actually, do we have any heavy tanks in here? We've got some tank destroyers, but how much is the piercing on these? 43. That's not quite enough. Because they got this, whatever it is, with 59 armor. And we do not have the piercing for that. It's mostly the ground attacks that are causing us issues, though. But I think we can still hold back the enemy for a little while. I'm going to go ahead and... Actually, let me just double check. So is all of that... Yeah, we've got anti-tank regiments in all of them. Almost all of them. Except we'll take like a few of these. Send over there to assist with that. Maybe we could take the airfield over there, that'd be quite useful, but I don't think we can get in there quite yet. But mostly just helping the Soviets hold the ground so they can focus on pushing further in towards Poland and all that. Destroy escort roll advance, very good. And, oh right, that's all the Mechanized Corps. I think that one's going to have the issue with the reduced strength as well, though. Oh, there's got encirclement going, but that's actually going to help me more than them. And speak of the devil, there might also be an encirclement going around Hiroshima soon enough. The conscript over here in Miyoshi, well, it is still mountain forest, so it's not really easy terrain for us. Oh wow, there's ground attacks everywhere now. Some over there. Oh, there we go, Victoria Telenetsi. I guess these two could start attacking over there. We'll take one of these. Join the combat. They got a battle group in here and an Alpine division. So I don't... Well, they got armor 49, but that's not too bad. I think we can still pierce that with some... Oh, the Soviets were already attacking there. Well, there we go. Aha, now that we join the combat, that's a victory. There's a lot of counterattacks happening now, but I suppose the Soviets... They've already pushed pretty far away from Moscow. So, yeah, they've almost at Vitebsk. I think there might be a bit of a breakthrough happening. And it looks like the Allies, well, they haven't gained too much ground. They've actually lost a little bit of ground in Netherlands. And a little bit of ground in France, although not too much. So I think they've kind of reached a stalemate there, a bit like in Italy. Well, there's another Canadian landing in Spain. And the Peruvian landing in Barcelona was a failure. The landings in northwest Spain are also having some issues. But that is perfect because it buys time for us to start clearing out the... Well, the occupied parts of Soviet Union, and then start going to Poland and actually clearing out, hopefully, all of Germany. Although that's probably easier said than done. How's their unity? 41.9. Oh, wow. They're probably getting bombarded constantly, or strategically bombed constantly, so that's keeping their unity quite low. There's still 9 units attacking from Hiroshima. Do we have another unit in here that we could... I'm going to go across the river. Yeah, doing a bit of bombing runs in here, but we're also doing a bit of strikes there. I suppose we could send another motorized division in here. Maybe get to Izumo and then start heading down south. We can hopefully, one way or the other, clear out all of that. Do we have another troops, or more troops that should retreat? Probably the battle commanders. That would actually be me, I suppose. Should probably retreat. No, that's actually the wrong general. That's the problem of having so many generals. Oh well. But anyway, we'll get some more troops in here to encircle Hiroshima, and then we can start doing a counterattack in there. Of course, they're probably wrecking their strength mostly already in the combat. They've got another encirclement, although the conscripts are going to be running out of organization. They've still got the infantry divisions over here that are still somewhat strong-ish. So as soon as you get across the river, you'll start attacking down south. Ooh, long-range submarine class advance. Large battery capacity, and there was the thicker pressure hull. Get those underway. I suppose the submarine snorkel would be also quite nice tech to have. There we go. We're slowly getting better and better submarines. And actually, that means that we could probably go ahead and build a few long-range submarines. We'll have quite a fleet by the end of this, I reckon. Well, there we go. We damaged the ships in Osaka. We haven't done much damage in there. I suppose we're getting so much... well, we take so much damage ourselves when we do those runs that the actual effect is quite minimalistic. We are at least bombing or catching some of the enemy bombers over here over Telenesti, which I think is going to be a victory for us. Yeah, it's not really that bad. We've got one up here already. Do we have... Right, we've got the infantry. Let's go ahead and send in 2 of these over here. The other 3 can move over this way, and then we'll try to clear out Otashi. And little by little we can at least push closer and closer to Poland, and that's at least guarding the southern flank of the Soviet push westward. So I think it's all good. They've got quite a bit of ships over here in Odessa. I believe they still got, yeah, they've got a whole lot of ships outside of Leningrad as well. Which, funnily enough, the Axis have not bothered bombing. Which, I suppose, fine by me. Okay, so we need to get the other general, this one. Start moving north. Still got a whole lot of troops in the combat, though. How's the manpower, though? They're down to 56,000. They had 129,000 not that long ago. So they've definitely taken casualties. And there's the side shield armor protection advance. Gives a bit more toughness and defensiveness for our armored units. And ground attack tactics advance as well. So we're getting across the straits in here, I suppose. Or across the river, not the straits. And then we can maybe go up to Matsue. And there we go. Now they've got the second mechanized division. This should make life a little bit easier. No river crossing penalties or whatnot. The terrain is still a bit rough, admittedly. But well, there we go. That's another victory. Up here, so we're definitely holding on to the ground. We're probably getting a pretty good experience for the troops as well. Because we inflicted a lot of casualties. It's long battles. Well, relatively long battles. With relatively small casualties on our side. A little bit from the ground attacks, of course, but that's about it. I'm going to go ahead and send in this general across the river. Do we have... Oh, right, so both of those are actually moving. I'm going to move in Kathmandu's up here as well. They're down to 5 units attacking. And one of them is probably going to shatter... Well, you could actually run out of organization as well, for all we know. Hey, submarine sonar advance. And there's another assault ship. Good. So those aren't already... We don't actually need to use the assault ships here right now, admittedly. We brought in the garrisons. Actually, that reminds me. We'll send the garrison corps to clear out Tsushima. Or Tsushima. And then the garrisons themselves. So one of them can stay there. One goes to Nagasaki. Then to our invasion port. Miyazaki. And then last one goes to Shumishoto. But the attack on... Actually, do we have the bombers in here? Some sort of bombers close as a port. Yeah, that'll do. Let's do some ground attack in here. We need to get across the river so we can cut off Hiroshima from any reinforcements that might be or will be arriving. And that way we can then destroy the troops there and thus start pushing further east. Now, of course, we'll need to take over Shikoku at some point, but that's something that can wait for now. Well, the attackers coming from... Oh, light bomber prototype advance. There we go, so we can get the prerequisite tech for the next level. And those will definitely go to the top of the list. Do we still have anything in the bomb load that we need to research? Well, there's this high caliber cannons and ammunition that would reduce the speed and surface defense, but increase the heart attack quite a bit for the close air support fighters, heavy fighters, and jet fighters. So actually, I'm going to take that. There's some penalties, but it's not really that bad. The rockets would also reduce the speed, but increase stuff, so we can get that one. Specialist anti-air ammunition. I mean, that could also... That could be pretty decent, especially against enemy armor. It does slow down our planes even further, and the air defense and surface defense are reduced. But at least we can deal more damage to the enemy, so I guess that balances it out. Oh, there we go. Now we're starting to do the bombing runs on Miyoshi. That's going to be a lot better for us. They are still doing the bombing runs on our troops, though, which is less than ideal. I think I'm going to go ahead and once my division is across the river, that will join into the combat. And hopefully with the bombing runs that we're doing, we can capture that quickly, and then we can start getting into... Well, at least to Onomichi is something that we need to capture. that being said, okay, we've got another mercenary infantry that could probably retreat. Start heading north. And we've still got 9 divisions in here, so I think we are able to start doing counterattack into Hiroshima fairly shortly, because the enemies have spent basically all their strength trying to attack us. And failing doing so. Oh, there we go. There's the medium bomber prototype advancing as well. Twin engine bomber bay advance. A little bit less air defense, but basically all the attack values are increased. There we go, another bombing run in Miyoshi. Do we have the close air support in here doing nothing? Alright, that was Tokuyama. I suppose we could do Hiroshima, or we could start doing... You know what, we'll try doing a bit more ground attacks in here. The quicker we can break the conscripts in here, the better. And also, we're going to get into Matsuo. So that's mountain woods in here. There's a lot of mountains admittedly in here. There we go, there's almost 800 casualties in there. No, 600, sorry. Slightly more than 600. Right, so we're getting the reinforcements in here now. Are we still... We're still under attack in here. With some fairly high armor. But there we go. That was a good run on Hiroshima. Although, I think that was unintentional bombing run in Hiroshima, to be fair. I think we were supposed to go in here, but since there's a battle or combat along the way, they sometimes choose that target instead. There's quite a bit of bombing runs in here. I suppose what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that one back. And who was... it was one of the motorized division that was supposed to be moving in there. Okay, there we go. So let's stay behind for now. Hey, there we go. Small warship damage control advance. The sea defense for the smaller ships are increased. Ooh, there's 1,000 casualty in Miyoshi. Okay, if they don't start retreating soon, I'm a bit surprised. They've only got 6,500 men remaining in there. We've got 50,000 attacking. So I think we've got a fairly good chance. They are bringing in some more troops in here now. They've got quite a stack of troops there as well. There we go. That's another victory. Or another bombing run on Miyoshi and Hiroshima. And we did another bombing run on Osaka for the port or the naval base in there. Not necessarily, again, all that much damage yet, but I'm pretty sure that we are going to get through there at some point. The division in Matsuo is going to start digging in there for now. Until the reinforcements, until Hiroshima is being cleared out, we kind of need to hold on to that area for the time being. There's not much attacking. Oh, there we go. That's another division out of the combat. Oh, and Roosevelt is dead. Well, that is unfortunate. On the other hand, we're playing the communists right now, so I guess it doesn't matter that much, does it? Oh, there we go. Victory at Miyoshi. We should be getting there very shortly. Some of these troops aren't really in a shape to start or continue attacking right now, but I suppose if we can even have this one, that'll already be a pretty decent boost. We've got quite a bit of naval infantry waiting in here. Do we have the... Right, we've got another naval division in here. We're getting attacked by the Germans over here near Bessarabia. Is this one... That one's still ongoing as well, but that should be a major victory sooner. Tiraspol is under attack. Is that a Sturm division? It is. A naval bomber prototype advance, and also the flying boat prototype. And Victor Tokuyama, we did lose 10,000 men, they lost 72,000 men. And now, it is time to do a counterattack. Leave none standing. There's actually quite a bit of troops in Hiroshima still, but most of the good troops are basically destroyed. Well, it's not too bad, and... Oh, conclusion after victory, there we go. And then let's see, we lost 3,000 men, they lost 20,000 men. So we're definitely giving a bit of a hell for the enemy. We can probably go ahead and do a bit of a support attack from here. Give a bit of support attack with another infantry, and maybe one of the mechanized divisions can give a support attack. So we can hopefully get to Otaji. They're not in... Oh, they actually got lack of supplies in here. And they're taking heavy casualties from all of this. But there might be some... No, actually, I don't think it's bombing runs or anything. It's just... we've got... Actually, if we have a look at the manpower situation... we've got more than 2 to 1, almost 3 to 1 ratio in there. So yeah, no, that kind of makes sense. It was probably 2 to 1 at the start of the combat. Go ahead and give a bit of support attack on the combat into Hiroshima. And then I suppose what I can do is I can start attacking into Onomichi. Which they might be retreating from that combat. Because they were trying to get to Hiroshima. So I'm not entirely sure. Let's go ahead and take the ground attack from... No, that's the medium bomber. It's a close air support. Not doing ground attack on this one. And we'll also take the one up here. To shuffle. Actually, this one could probably help with the combat in Hiroshima. Well, there's a lot of troops in there. They're not really that strong. And the quicker we can destroy them, the better. Oh, that was a quite successful bombing run in here. If we can get a few more of those, we might be able to grab some more land. I think what we're going to do is... we're going to move this mechanized division into Fushu. And then... Oh, that's another victory. I shall give support attack into Onomichi. I don't think the division that started the combat is going to be able to continue this for too long. But if we can delay them at least arriving into Hiroshima, that will already be a pretty decent boon for us. Then if we can take that, even if we need to retreat back to this line, we can at least hold back the enemy for a while, and then eventually they'll break again, and we can start pushing further and further. Okay, at least one of them is retreating into Hiroshima. That gives a bit more room in the combat in here. Of course, the bombing runs or the sorties should at least help a decent bit. There's not that many units in there either. It's another 600 and 800 in Hiroshima. We're slowly breaking through there. Okay, trust ball. We've taken a decent bit of damage from the bombing runs in there. Similarly over here, we're getting bombed constantly. I think this... Oh, the Soviets are trying to do a counterattack. I see how it is. Okay, there's at least one of the units that will start retreating soon enough. And one of our units will be out of the combat fairly shortly. We do have mercenary infantry in here. I'm going to actually move it into Miyoshi, so that it can start attacking into Hiroshima from that side. So that's going to give another envelopment, or increased envelopment penalty for the enemy. And thus make it a little bit easier. Plus, it should be fairly effective in attacking into a city anyway, so that should make quite a difference. They're down to 8 units now defending. So it's the infantry division that they had at the bottom of the list here that has started retreating. And what do we have? We've got... Oh, there we go, another assault ship. We're now at 6 total. We've still got another 6 underway eventually, but it might take a while before those are really underway. Oh, there we go, that's another 600 casualty in Onomichi, another bombing run on Osaka. The bombers in Osaka are getting intercepted, but at least our interceptors are keeping the bombers over Miyoshi under control, and there's another almost 1,000 casualties in Hiroshima. So these sorties have been quite successful. That's almost 700 in Onomichi, but we did have to pull back the enemy, or one of the divisions attacking. But again, at least they're taking a lot of casualties on the combat in here, so it's not too bad. Or mostly with the bombing run. So I mean, admittedly, our troops are then going to have to take a while to rest, admittedly. But one way or the other, I have a feeling that we can cut off the enemies in here. Do we still have troops? I suppose we've got another 2 units in here. So I'm going to start sending to the north. Maybe down that way. To cut them off at Okayama instead. So we'll get a few more divisions into the pocket. Oh, and there's another counterattack from the... This time is the Bulgarian semi-motorized division. That's not really dealing that much damage on us, I reckon. There we go. We've got 1,800 manpower. I don't suppose Soviets have a lot of manpower, do they? No, they got a little bit. And of course they have a massive industry thanks to the Lend-Lease from the Americans. They got plenty of resources, so of course our information is not entirely accurate. They're building a lot of units still. So that's good for them, I suppose. And Hiroshima's down to 6 units defending now. That's another victory. Onomichi, well, we've dealt a lot of damage in there, but I don't think we can keep on this combat right now. So I'm going to stop that one for now. So they are going to get into Hiroshima, which is a bit unfortunate. Do we have any more troops to send into the combat? No, these are quite busy already. The mechanized, or the special infantry division is going to be arriving here shortly. Oh, and there we go. Otachi, it was a victory. We've gotten in there. We can hold on to that, I hope. We probably... Actually, did we send in... No, we didn't send anyone yet. We could probably send the motorized division in there. And this one's slowly waiting to gain some organization. Readable. Our troops are just basically lost nothing. Oh, ground forces focus just started. Actually, do we need that one right now? We're not building that many new troops. What is our focus right now anyway? Economy, as far as I can tell. Which we can probably keep it in there for now. Because that does mean, well, some of these troops will then take a bit longer time to build. It's not really that bad. Well, there we go. Hiroshima bombing is still going. Onomichi is going fairly well as well. So we can, since they are moving in here, we can still deal a lot of damage with the ground attacks into these units. So by the time they arrive into Hiroshima, they're not going to be that much of a problem. So how long until the... Okay, later today. Local time is probably going to be, technically speaking, early tomorrow. But yeah, we're going to get a bit more troops in here. Then start doing a bit of attack through there. Is there... Right, no, there's some troops moving through, of course, but it's going to take a while. They are down to 6 units in there, which is mostly just garrisons, conscripts, and militia. So they got some troops underway. Okay, now we can take this one, give a support attack. So that's going to be another extension for the front reach, but also another penalty for the enemy. Oh, wow, and Tiraspol was a victory. Did take a little bit casualties in there, but it's not too bad. We do still have another core of infantry in here that we can utilize if need be. I think what I'm going to do with this one, actually, is I'm going to move it in here and start having it as a flank, or currently in the flank for myself, so I don't get outflanked in here, at least not easily. Well, that's a lot of planes over our troops here. Well, at least the bombing runs are on Michi, and Hiroshima is still going smoothly enough. We can hopefully break down the enemies in here, punch through, take the city, maybe even encircle some of the troops in here, but they've got more and more troops arriving, so it's going to be a little bit harder to do. But at least we did manage to take quite a bit of ground in here before the reinforcements start arriving. So I'm not too worried about it. Of course, if we can take the city, that'd be ideal. They have gotten one of the semi-motorized divisions in here now. That was one of the reinforcements. Oh, medium tank destroyers advanced. There we go. That's level 2. Hashi is under attack, but that's going to be an easy victory. So I'm not too worried about that one. We are kind of out of crude oil, though. So that's going to start causing some issues, I reckon. When do we get the second chance for a advanced resource substitution? It's going to take a little while, isn't it? Okay, well, I mean, we've got the one up here being built up. It's already producing 16 crude oil per day. Of course, we need a lot more than that. But when is the... Has it actually started working? No. Okay, so it's going to be in June when we get the first level for that. Now that we're actually starting to work on it. But that's alright, we do need a lot of upgrades and reinforcements, by the looks of it. There's the destroyers. And then there's a lot of construction work going on. So the Battle of Hiroshima, they're down to 5 units now. I think another contrib is going to be retreating very shortly, and something might shatter soon enough as well. Probably the semi-motorized infantry. But they have brought in a lot more troops. We didn't manage to destroy all of this. But, you know, at least if we can take the city, regardless, that's going to be a good victory for us. Oh, Miyoshi is under attack. Well, luckily we got some troops that are able to defend in there. There's the mercenary infantry that is going to be taking a bit heavy casualties because of that for the double combat. We've got another unit in there just in time. So that's gonna, yeah, that's gonna be quite a bit of casualties for the enemy, I reckon. They are attacking into mountain forest, mind you, so that should be pretty bad. There we go, so another 500 and 750 casualties. So still 4 units defending Hiroshima, but the, oh, there we go, there's the semi-motorized is shattered now, I think. And then another contrib is going to be retreating very shortly. Oh, they just got another mercenary infantry in there, or elite light infantry rather. I keep calling them mercenaries because that's what I usually get them as. But they got... I think they've actually got the ability to build them. Oh, there we go, victory at Otashi. 2 victories in Otashi. So now there's not too much defenders in Hiroshima. So I think we're going to break through this soon-ish. Lanesti is under attack. Well, there's only 1 serve division, so I think we'll be fine. Oh, tactical air command advance. The ground attack organization penalty is reduced. That's another 500 casualties in Hiroshima, another 300 in Onomichi. Which, there's not too much troops in here right now, so whatever we deal damage, it's most likely going to impact the attacking division quite drastically. We're down to 60% strength already. Actually, below that now, thanks to our bombing runs. And we... Okay, there we go. There's 40% strength. There's a lot of ground attacks on the eastern front as well. Oh, sorry, I suppose for us it's the western front. Actually, that reminds me, how's the European western front looking like? Oh, the Americans are getting pushed back. That does mean that the Germans will eventually have more troops to send to the Soviet front line in here. We are under attack over here, but that's going to be easy to hold off. The Soviets have, well, of course they got Kiev already. Have they taken, no, they haven't taken Vitebsk yet. They haven't gotten to Novgorod yet either. They have started to, actually they haven't pushed much over here yet. But they have definitely gained a lot of ground thanks to our help. I mean, we haven't done necessarily that much, but just having some fresh troops in there to hold back the enemy and allowing the Soviets then to move their troops elsewhere already should be quite a massive boost for their combat abilities. Oh, there we go. That's another 10,000 casualties for the enemy. Actually, can we see the German manpower situation? They've still got a decent bit by the looks of it, but that has definitely been going downwards. Oh, there we go. That's another shattered unit. Light cruiser armor thickness advance. Are we anywhere close to getting the next cruiser tech? I think we need to... Oh, right, it's the armament that needs to level up there. Never mind, so that's going to take a little while then. Probably not too long while, mind you, but yeah, it's not quite here yet. And oh, there we go. During the bombing rounds on both of these, we are definitely gaining some ground. Although they got even more troops moving in here. So we definitely need to get Hiroshima, and then we need to hold back the enemy for a little while, then we can start doing another wave of attacks probably in like June or something. Hey, victory at Miyoshi. 2 victories in Miyoshi. And I think the battle in Hiroshima, it's, yeah, it's just 1 or 2 sorties with the bombers and it will be over. I don't think they have any more troops moving in there. At least not actively. There we go, victory at Telenesti. And victory at Hiroshima. There we go. We lost 10,000 men in that, they lost 34,000. But yeah, that was pretty rough. We're going to probably leave a few of these behind, and then it's time to do a bit of a counterattack in here. Actually, I'm going to move that to the northern side. Same with the mercenary infantry. But actually, yeah, that's about it. The Otomochi, there's a lot of the conscripts in there. Or Onomichi, sorry. But it is, well, I suppose we are doing the ground attacks in there. So that helps. And now we've got another massive airfield in here that we can utilize soon enough. And we can also let troops rest there for a little while. So this seems like it's a pretty important location. I don't suppose the Japanese... well, no, the surrender progress is 26%. Of course, their unity is basically full. So that's kind of unavoidable right now. We did just basically take over everything. Oh, right. Ground attack at Onomichi ended. Ah, right. So we probably didn't have time to do any of the ground attack there. We probably got intercepted. But Otachi was a victory. We did lose a little bit of troops there, but not too much. We've got some reinforcements heading in here. So we'll hopefully be taking... Oh, Hiroshima is under attack. That's a bold move. Actually, what we might do is we are going to cancel this attack for a little while. Let them do attacks on us. And we'll then retake the areas afterwards. Oh, Fushu is under attack. And Hiroshima is indeed under attack. Well, Hiroshima attack is not going to last very long. The Fushu, well... We got some reinforcements in there. They got some reinforcements in there as well. We're attacking from... Oh, it is Onomichi, actually, that they're attacking from. Oh, perfect. That means that once we do our counter-attack... Well, actually, there's some from Okayama as well, so it's not really that easy. Hey, cruiser armor, or heavy cruiser armor, sorry, is done. And then we can start researching the heavy cruiser tier over here. I'm probably going to prioritize that a little bit. How's the... Speaking of heavy cruisers, how is our battle fleet in here? It is actually not too shabby. I could potentially just, pretty sure they still got the ships, or the battleships in Osaka. I could potentially bring these in here. Oh, there we go, Hiroshima is under attack again. Not for long by the looks of it, though. It's just a few hours and they're going to have a massive casualties regardless. Yeah, 4,000 casualties in about 4 hours. Okay, so the forward position in Fushu is under attack. We've got some reinforcements heading in there still. And I think we can still hold on to this. We need to send some bombers to Okayama, I think. Do we still have the close air support? They have just about range for that, yeah. On the other hand, you're still doing the bombing runs in Onomichi, I'm pretty sure, so you can continue with that. We got the second one over here. That could be potentially also helping with the Onomichi situation. So little by little, we're getting some more ground. Ovidiopol is once again under attack by German armor. But again, they're attacking across the river, so they got a bit of penalty from that. We got heavy 80 on the other side of the river, waiting for them. So it is not an easy situation for them, let's just say. Reinforcements are almost in here, holding back the flank for us, so at least we don't get surprised by the counterattacks in there, because we're focusing mostly on the Japanese front line right now. And looks like they're attacking Fushu. I mean, they've already lost a bit of the troops. Oh, there we go. Okay, yeah, that was a nice bombing run there. And I know Mitchell was another 1,000 casualties. Yeah, I know. The Japanese manpower is probably pretty much non-existent. Well, actually, they got 100, but of course, the AI does get some through events. The industry, on the other hand, has started dropping even further. So that's good news for us. And I think slowly but surely, we will be getting into Tokyo. It's just going to take probably the rest of the year still. I wonder if I can make the Japanese surrender by the historical date. Probably not. Mostly because the unity is so massive. Australia wants to buy rubber. Do we have a lot of rubber still? We've got one extra, so I suppose we can take the money from that. Yeah, I would say overall we're in a pretty good shape still. Hiroshima is constantly under attack by some basically useless units. Oh, there we go. Oh, and Osaka, yep. We did a bit of bombing run in there. And we're getting a bit of good hits on the planes over Hiroshima. There's the... Ah, right, there's... Ooh, okay, our planes are a little bit worse for wear in there. We're not quite ready to start pushing across the river in here, but I suppose the Soviets... Oh, wow, that's a lot of Soviets in Odessa. I guess they're just waiting in there to maybe do a bit of a counter push in here at some point. But I guess our troops can hold on to that province for now. So back to the Japanese front line. Hiroshima... Oh, they've sent in another unit in here. I suppose as long as they keep on sending in, like, one unit at a time in here, we can easily destroy them. Small warship surface radar advance, very good. And ground attack in Nonomichi, pretty good stuff in there. The Fushu, we got 3 divisions in there. The conscripts are already basically pushed out of combat. I think we're going to send another mercenary infantry over there. We got a few infantry units, or well, varying units in Matsue. We've got the naval infantry, of course, in here, and we could potentially bring in some more infantry, like these ones. Because we got the 3rd Corps in here as well. If we take that entire corps, we can actually transport that over. I suspect I could potentially transport all the way to Hiroshima, but just to be on the safe side, we'll transport it to Nagasaki. I think that's going to be the safer option. We'll leave the naval infantry here for now. We've got a bit of combat against the Hungarians, but I do see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I'll check out the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.